Hello, I'm Pat Carosa, and I might upload this to YouTube. I don't know. We'll see about that. If it helps people, we'll see. I'm part of this a, group, this grief group, and um, they gave me this booklet, and a part of this booklet is answering questions through writing. And I've written some of it down, but I think it's a lot better for me if I say it through camera, and we'll see where it goes. They give me three questions, and I'm gonna answer these three questions. What what the big skinny is per se is I lost my dad to cancer in 2017, and then my grandfather this past April on Eclipse Day. Believe it or not, he had dementia for like 3 or 4 years, and um, you know he went to heaven because of that. So for the past couple of years I've kind of been dealing with my own set of grief, trying to figure out this whole world without my dad, who has really been uh, my rock, that foundation, a person that really helped me grow into the person I am today. And, you know, losing him first because before 2017, I really didn't have a lot of tragedy in my life. I grew up in a supportive family that loved and cared for me, that still do. And, to lose my dad first is extremely challenging, especially as you go into your adult life, and, you know, that has affected of where I am right now. So, grief is a journey, and I have traveled that over the past 7 years. The first question here is, how has your loved one's death affected your relationships with your family and friends? And it has definitely impacted my relationships with my family and friends. Some of my friends that I had before, I don't have now, especially family friends that, I have grown accustomed to seeing before my dad. I just don't see anymore, and that's just life. I feel like, and it's in with my family. It's you know, it. I feel like it's still a supportive family, but it's different. Relationships are different. As people pass on, relationships change, and that's been hard. As we grow older, and you know, I think the relationships I have with my mom and my sister and my brother were all so supportive with each other. Not to say that there hasn't been some struggles along the way, but at the same time, at the but at the same time, we were so supportive and very close. Um, but for me, there's been some hard moments along the way that has affected my relationship with people. Some of the choices I made, and without the guidance of my dad, was a struggle. So, and obviously my relationship with my mom kind of changed. I do talk to her a little bit more, but at the same time, it's not as the same as talking to my dad, who made sense of everything. So it's it's definitely different. And then just with my sister, and as she got married and had kids, and you know it's tough to see that and without my dad as well. But I feel like my family, my relationships with my family has always been strong, and I feel blessed for that. So that's good. And have you struggled to unburden your heart? That's tough. That's tough. What makes it hard? I mean, it's my dad. Yeah, it's interesting because with my dad and Papa, it one you would say was unexpected. The other was expected. I mean, when you have dementia, you kind of know how it ends. You know how you know you just with a person with dementia, you just appreciate when they're there, and you love them because of that. And I have no you know um, I have no regrets about being with my grandfather and talking to him. And I made his last few years comfortable. And I really have no regret about that. But with my dad, there you know I, it's hard because even like cancer, you wouldn't think it would touch you until it does. And when like your parents have cancer or your dad has cancer, it hits you. It hits you in ways you can't imagine. And I really just took a back seat and ignored it for a year and a half. That's how long he had it. And do I regret that? Sure, I do. I wish I would have spent more time with him. But I was, and after, he left, that was hard for me, of course, because I just graduated from college, getting into this adult world, and without him, I didn't know where to go. I was lost. And I was angry. I was angry at God. Why would you take my dad away from me, especially at a critical point in my life? And I was just uh, I was just angry at him. And uh, you know, I still had the support of my family, which was great. I didn't disillusion myself and isolate myself. You know, but at the same time, you know, especially for the last 7 years, I was angry, and a lot of the decisions I made, you would say I probably wouldn't have made with my dad's guidance. So, I think for me, you know, just accepting the fact that he's not here anymore, that you have to just move on, is that's challenging. And death hits you in places you can't imagine. And I'm still working through it, through that hurt that I had 7 years ago, almost 8 years ago now. It's crazy. It's almost been a decade, two more years. And you know so yeah. And but at the same time, um I ask God to really help me through that anger, through that hurt, you know, and make me appreciate the good things in my life that have entered my life over the last 7 years. especially with my nephews, and other people that have come and gone. I just, I just hope he continues to bless me and support me through all of that, especially with my dad and my grandfather, because I know he's looking down, especially with the Bills in the AFC Championship, hopefully getting past the Chiefs and into the Super Bowl. Um, I know they are. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about.